wanted to say, we will get started because I think Chris is bringing the last person over. This is the lovely Pete Evans from
Butler.
Oh my God, that's the Michael Channels guy.
That's all right. Paleo diet, all good.
The lovely Pete Butler from the library here at Hawkesbury campus. And he's come today to give you a bit of an online tour with a difference of the library and its facilities, because you will be using that quite a lot and it can get a little bit confusing at first glance. So I'll pass over to Pete.
Thank you very much. Well, welcome everybody. Now, April's told me some stuff about you already. She says this is a very high intelligence group. Is this true? Who says no? Oh, right, only one. Who says yes? High intelligence. We've got 1, 2, 3, and we've got 2 fewer. That makes 6 and 7, and there we go. Did you know that 57% of all statistics are just made up on the spot? Was that made up? That's why. That's why. Yeah. One of the smart ones said to me, "Are we going to go to the library?" And that was the perfect intro for me to say, "No, the library's coming to you." Isn't that lovely? Now, we'll start off. I'm honoured, please, that April and Chris have asked me to come and talk about my favourite subject, food desserts. Now, first I'd like to look at a coconut roulade with cherry cream. You gotta like that, eh? Yep. Yeah. Now, things that you need to know about. What about mandarin crepes? No?
Mandarin crepes.
What about meringue kisses with passion fruit glazed?
Wow, that's awesome.
And that's really all you need to know. So look, thanks for having me. So I'm guessing we're not looking at desserts, we're looking at desserts. Yeah, is this right? Yeah. All right. Well, the bit that I'm going to show you is so simple, I don't even need to be here. I could have sent someone else because it's that simple. Once we show you how it works, it's crazy simple, it's really easy. But I thought I might give you a bit of background, first of where you are, and secondly, sort of how libraries work. Sort of. First thing, do you know what this place was 125 years ago? Nothing. Nothing? You're wrong. Anybody? It still is. It still is crazy. Anybody know what this place was 125 years ago? It was a farm, yeah. And what was the name of that farm? Anybody? Hawkesbury Agricultural College. The Hawkesbury Agricultural College started 125 years ago because basically what the place was into was food security, which we're still looking at, and sustainable agriculture, which is what we're still looking at. Now, this was actually before Australia was even a country. At that stage, we were still a colony of Great Britain, and this land is still Crown land, which is why the university can't sell it, make a huge profit, and people, which is lucky for us, because I like working here. So for 125 years at Hawkesbury, we have been trying to look at how to foster agriculture that is sustainable. Okay, and you guys are still involved in that. And hopefully, I'll be seeing a lot of you here in a couple of years, where you'll be doing a course, I hope. My job is to make it easy for you to find the material that you need to do your academic research. Now, libraries, traditionally, and still to this day, deal in 2 sorts of resources. Now, the first one's easy. Yeah, what's that? Books. Actually, librarians don't call them books, they call them monographs, meaning written on one subject in a lab. Now, in comparison to that, we deal with another sort of academic resource. What's that? You're thinking that's good. But there's a name for it in print or online. Do we know what the other resource is? And you, when you go through and do your study, these are going to be incredibly important, and these will be probably what you use most of all. you're on the trip. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Okay, I'll give you that one because I know what you're talking about. What you're talking about is academic journals, yeah? Okay. Now journals, magazines, basically. Okay. So New Idea is a journal. It's just non-academic. At Western Sydney Hawkesbury, we only deal in top-class academic journals. We also call journals periodicals, serials, academic magazines. Now, when I started here 16 years ago, we had a physical collection. They were all in print. Now, of course, as you know, they're online, which is why I say the library is going to come to you. But it's good to know what they look like and how they function in print and where we're at now compared to where we were 20 years ago. So what I brought was a library journal to show you. This one's called Food Science and Technology. And journals just basically come out like a magazine on a regular basis. So in the old days, and I'm talking 15, 20 years ago, when I started here, you'd get your journals. They come in every month or every couple of months. And at the end of the year, you'd bind them. When you actually see a TV show about a library, or you've had some experience with a library, and you see a whole lot of books with the same colour, those are journals, okay? Because we keep the colours different, what we used to, so that you can see that they belong to that journal for shelving and for all sorts of stuff. When they actually arrive, when you actually get them, it just looks like that. So there's a journal, right? It just came as one magazine. But each year we bind them, or we used to bind them, and then so you get them in a big book. They were devilishly hard to find what was in them. Because to find what was in a print journal, you needed an abstracting and indexing service. For food, we still have it, but of course it's online. And this abstracting and indexing service is called Food Science and Technology Abstracts, FSTA. In the old days, it would be in a reference collection in paper. So you go through looking for your subject, food deserts. When you found articles on food deserts, right, then you look at the catalogue to see whether this particular library held the particular journals that were being talked about in the abstracting and indexing tools. Then you find the number, the Dewey number. I don't know if you've run into Dewey numbers before, anybody? From 0 to 999, classified by subject. So for cooking, it's 641. For food science, it's 664. It always sort of works with these sorts of numbers. Then you go in the catalogue to see whether the particular journal that you needed was on the shelves. And then you go to the volume and the issue and the page, and you'd open it up. And because you can't borrow journals in a library, then you'd find that someone had ripped out the pages of the article that you needed. Because the assignments were pretty similar most years. And then people that couldn't afford to photocopy, zip, and they take them. And after all that work, couldn't actually find what you wanted. Incredibly frustrating. The other thing is that journals take a lot of space. A particular journal might take 3 or 4 shelves because it's coming out year after year. So you've got to store them, and that's a problem as well. Now, a library my size, I've got about 200,000 print volumes in the library. But the trouble is, we can't afford heaps and heaps of journals. They cost too much. So, and we didn't have the place to store them. So people would say, oh, Hawkesbury's collection is not that good. I mean, I made sure that the journals that we did have were about food and agriculture, and we got the best ones, but you couldn't get them all, and they were very hard to use. Now, my library with 200,000 volumes, that means individual books, I probably would have had about 300 individual journal titles. We do science here and nursing, so about half of them, about 150 titles. That's not a title. A title would be all of this blue-coloured journal, right? So 150 science journals, of which the food journals I probably would have had about 20 or 30 food journals. They are probably the best ones, but that's all you've got. So in total, 300 journal titles in my library, which was a good library with a good collection. Then it all changed. No more this sort of stuff. Print books we're not interested in at the moment, actually. What are we interested in? Online books. Yeah. So we're only interested in online journals, online books. Okay, we had 300 journals. How many do you reckon we've got now? Anyone brave enough to have a guess? We had 300 15 years ago. How many have we got 2016? Somebody?
Zero.
Zero. I mean, no, you're right. You're spot on. Yeah, you're correct. Because we don't have the print journals, but we still have the journals, but they're online. So, okay, let's change that. How many online journals do we have now at Hawkesbury? Good answer. Anyone else? We've had 500 because we've gone from 300 to 500. That makes sense. Anyone else? 600. 600. Well done, mate. Anyone else? Going up, going up. 700. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Look, I'll just pop out and you keep going and I'll come back. All right? 90,000. Which is amazing. Now, 90,000 journals online for you through little old Hawkesbury means that the Hawkesbury Journal collection is equal to anything in the known universe. Doesn't matter. What's the biggest university you've ever heard of? Harvard. Okay, great example. Harvard is one of the most prestigious universities in the world. It's in America, right? Our journal collection is equal to theirs. They've got nothing more than what we've got. Okay, so if you come here to Hawkesbury, you will have as many academic resources as what Harvard's got, or Oxford, or Yale, or Cambridge. Doesn't matter. With the books, this is the sort of stuff I thought, rather than bring you the delicious desserts, I thought you might be interested in a book like that. You'll probably read that from there if your eyes are better than mine. Food deserts and access to food in the United States. Okay? Plenty of books like that in print in my library. Here's another one I thought I'd bring to show you. Food security, same sort of topic. But what we're doing now is we don't want to get them in print, we want to get them online. And at last count, we were close to 500,000 online books. Okay? So all I'm sort of doing by that is giving you a little bit of history of how a library works, how information is provided to you. The library, and the difference between, say, a Wikipedia article or a Google article and something that you'll get from our library. Now, with Wikipedia, with Google, Wikipedia's not bad actually. I use it myself for a hell of a lot of stuff because it's a good way to sort of follow food deserts. What is a food desert? Oh, let's put it in Wikipedia, have a look, give you a good idea exactly what it is. But when you're Googling for information, and Wikipedia to some extent too, how do you know that what you're getting is actually authoritative, real information? I could have put a website up saying that my name is Dr. Pete and that my food desert website says that Macca's is good for you, ignore vegetables. You know, and how do you know that that's true or not true? That's why we have teams of collection development librarians making sure that everything that we collect for you is full-on academic, and anything you get from Western Sydney University Library you can use, knowing that teams of librarians have made sure that teams of the world's scientists have only given us the very best stuff. And that's the difference between what we give you and what Google gives you. Okay, so when you go through us, that's what you're getting. Any questions on that? Okay, so that's what's so important that you come through us. You can get a lot of stuff for free. Give me an example of one thing that's for free. No, it's not. You ever paid a water bill? Sorry, that was a bad joke. I think that you were good to be involved. Water is not free. I wish it was. My daughter is 17. The girls have a big fight, a 19-year-old daughter and a 17-year-old daughter. And my 17-year-old daughter's going to school camp today for Colo High. And then off to the snow. And so, of course, she had to have a shower last night. How long a shower did she have? Well, enough so that my other daughter, when she went for her shower, had nothing but cold water. We've got a big hot water system. So, no, water's not free. But that's another story. Okay, things that are free are smiles, love, air. How much are Chinese people buying cans of clean air for at the moment? 75 cents. Thanks very much. Okay, it's a little joke, but it's true. Yeah. You can go. China's got a huge air pollution problem. Air costs a lot. Now, let's go back to smiles. Smiles are free. I want everyone to smile. Do this. Now, this is a really good exercise. Go with me on this. You ready for this? We're almost done. We're almost done. Kiss your hands with love. and pat your face. Doesn't that feel good?
I feel it.
Too cool to smile.
I was smiling, I'm saying to myself.
Oh, you do so. Come on, you're worth it. So Chris and April will back down. Smiles are free, okay? But academic information, Chris, is it free? Unfortunately not. We have a budget. Where we spend approximately $12.5 million a year providing you with the stuff that we provide you. Okay? I'll give you one example. One of the world's biggest publishers is the Elsevier, a publishing company. Okay? One of the biggest science and technical publishers in the world. Their database, which you can use now that you've got your logins, is called Science Direct. If you want to blow yourself up, we're not going to get into Science Direct today because it's not too complicated. It's actually really easy, but we don't need to go into it today. But if you want to go into Science Direct, I'll show you where it is. It is the entire full text collection of the Elsevier Publishing Company, and we pay around about, I don't exactly know the figure because it's commercial confidence, but I believe that for the one e-journal collection, we're paying around about $400,000 per year for their electronic collection so that you can have it. And if you actually go into Science Direct and put a couple of search terms in, that'll blow you away. You should never, as a librarian, have a favourite database. You should never, as a father, have a favourite child. Now, we won't go into the favourite child, the son James, did I tell you? No, we're not going to say that. Girls are lovely. I like girls, all right? No, girls are fine. But I love Science Direct with passion. It's my brilliant database. Yeah, okay? So I would suggest there's a number of things you can do. On our website, we're not going to go into this, we're just going to talk about it. On our website, you can go into our online tutorial and learn heaps about academic research for libraries. You can go into Science Direct and you can blow yourself away with the power, okay, the power of Science Direct. But for today's search, if April's kind enough to help you with this one, I'm just going to show you how to do a simple search that will probably get you everything you need. It takes about 2.5 seconds to learn. It's that basic, okay? So all the rest of this talk that I've been giving at you poor people, I mean, I'm getting paid to talk at you. This is terrible, isn't it? But I've been having fun. I didn't show you the pictures of my favourite libraries, but I tell you what, I came that close, all right? But I'm going to show you how to do a simple search, and this is probably all you need. You'll be asking yourself, well, why did you talk at us for 20 minutes? And I still don't know the answer to that question, but I'm working on it, okay? Just feel sorry for the group from next year, all right? So, could we please go to the library from the university's page? Now, if you want to, when you do this search, we have an aggregated search box. It's like a Google for libraries. It's really simple. Now, the reason that you've got up here all books, journals, you already know. Books are one-off. We've got lots of online books. Journals are all online, okay? Or you can just do the whole damn lot. I mean, the simplest search you could possibly do right now, topic food deserts. I'm going to ask April, don't click in anything, April. Just write food deserts in there and hit search. That's it. You probably get everything in there. You don't need to do anything. I mean, I can show you how to refine it with Boolean operators, and I can show you how to do it with all sorts of technical things that librarians love doing in their spare time. But it's not worth it. It's the easy way. We have a situation where we call it KISS. Who knows what that stands for? Who said stupid? Who called me stupid? Was that you? Well done. Okay. Keep it simple. We could say something else with S. Hang on, we might not go there. It could get worse. But we keep it really simple. You've got 8,589 resources. If you only wanted the online ones, you could. If you want them, don't do this. If you just click that one, you'll get 7,000 online resources of fantastic academic integrity. And then you just choose the ones you want and away you go. Okay? We're going to now do it slightly differently because I want to show you how an online book works and what an online journal article works. Yeah? So when you go for the online journal article, you don't get the whole journal, you just one article from that issue. Yeah? So let's go back. You can just click back, please.
I still don't know. Do you guys see the keywords that are coming up? Do you recognise them from our brainstorm session?
Oh, actually,
consumption preferences.
Don't do anything.
Sorry.
Don't do it. I'll say keep going, keep explaining, but don't get rid of that screen. I'll have that screen.
Cool.
Sorry.
Everyone see that? That was only my point to say you're on the right track this morning. To say, nutrition disorders, food security, obesity, all that kind of stuff is coming up
So you're on the right track this morning and you search.
Knock yourself. So let's look at the first one, because here, I mean, this is an online book, right? And if you click available online, please open, just that one there. Let's go through and actually look at the book. Let's open the source in a new window, that little click there. Beautiful. So we get a nice, clean, fresh look at it. Okay, and if we scroll down a little bit, please. Okay, and keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, and here's the book. Okay, this is it. That's the whole book by chapter. So can we please, on number 6, chapter 6, mapping food access and obesity, which is pretty much your topic. You know what I mean? Now this is a book from 2014. It's recent, high academic integrity, and it's a wonderful and marvellous resource. Now what should happen if the internet is working well? Hopefully, it'll appear. Oh, we use mental powers. Thinking about delicious desserts, I was going to say, here's one I prepared earlier. Because just before I came here, I clicked on that very book to make sure it would work. Can you believe that, April? I believe it. Who believes me? April. You're good. It's not going to work. After all that. Yeah. Meanwhile, we'll have some thinking.
Hey, there we go.
Oh my God. Did we get the actual beast? These guys are now thinking, Chris. Actually, as I said, here's one I prepared earlier. Because I actually looked at this book. You know,
Wait, let me find chapter 6.
Chapter 6 if you can, and we've got to move. We're almost done, Chris.
Oh no, that's okay.
It says it's loading. Is it lying? I hope not. We'll give it another 3.5 seconds. If it doesn't work, we'll move on. Did it work for you?
Yeah.
What's your first name? Yeah, show them please, Emma. So it did work. Round of applause for Emma, please, everybody. Let's go back to the screen. The proof is in the pudding. I forgot the dessert jokes happening today. Yes? No? All right. Desert jokes. You want desert jokes? I hope you go back to the library and research. Anyone know any desert jokes? No? Move right along. Okay, we'll go right back to the front, please, if you could. April, and we'll go right back to the front page. We're almost done, guys. We're almost finished. Now, I think we might just, for this one, look at the journal article. So we'll just tick journals, please, and search. And then we'll just open up one journal article that looks good. Yeah? You choose, April. Oh, this one. I've done this one. I saw that. Look, 2016. And if you go down, peer reviewed. Doesn't get much better than that. High academic quality. Experts have looked at it. Now, you can pick, this is good. You just pick one of these, Spring and Reserve, because this is, we've got it in both collections there. And then we hope like hell. And the end of it comes up. I'm so happy. This is good. And scroll down a little bit. Now, there's your abstract. There's your keywords. One of the great little tricks we do in the library is we call dirty searching. If you put something in that you think looks good, when the keywords come up, you might get an idea of what the other words are that you can put in that would be helpful for search. And I think that's it. I mean, I could go into mega detail. Now, I want you to answer me truthfully. Oh, this hurts, doesn't it? From what I've shown you right now, do you know the difference between a book and a journal? Yeah. Do you know how to get to the library's website? Yeah. Do you know how to use the search box? Yeah. Do you think you'll be able to find the academic information that you need on food deserts?
Yes.
Yeah. Confident? All right. Now, should you run into any trouble whatsoever, maybe could you give them my email? Would that be okay? Yeah. It's later in the day. Please, if you have any problems whatsoever, please email me. The guys will give you my email address and we'll work through it, okay? And if you'd ever like to come and visit the library in person, I would be happy to give you a little tour. We've got some incredible stained glass. Bit of the Hawkesbury Agricultural College heyday stained glass. And so the library, and we've got a sleep pod.
We do.
First thing. So thank you very much for listening, and please contact me if I can help you, okay? All right?
Thank you.